The preseason #1 team in Class 4A pays a visit to North St. Paul in a game with section seating implications. We present high school boys basketball as the North St. Paul Polars begin their 2019-2020 season against the Cretin-Derham Hall Raiders, one of the favorites in Class 4A. Welcome back to North St. Paul High School, located in North St. Paul. In case you didn't have an idea, Ahmil Jihad will make his way here soon. As we noted, Cretin-Derham Hall, the preseason #1. I'm not sure they'll stay there. And the reason for that is their defeat to Eden Prairie at the Big 12 Showcase event hosted by the Breakdown. The starters have been introduced. Let's go through them quickly for you. Cretin-Derham Hall, they start 1 through 5, literally. I've been told that math is not a strong suit at Cretin-Derham Hall. ITs, they're really good at it. 1 through 5, Amari Carter, Javon Hadley, Curtis Jones, Will Burke, and Trey Holloman. North St. Paul will start Shaheed Muhammad, #3, LaRon Thomas, #4, Aaron Murphy, #5, Sean West Zimple, #11, and Ben Taglin, #32. Damian Johnson in his 3rd season as head coach of North St. Paul. Jerry Klein Jr., a longtime fixture at Cretin-Derham Hall, won a state championship back in 2018. Who can forget Daniel Oturu's game-winning dunk with a half-second to go over Apple Valley. Oturu now with the Gophers, and Trey Jones in his 2nd season at Duke. Raiders throw it down to start things off. That's Javon Hadley, a familiar figure with North St. Paul. Hadley, formerly at Matamidi. Matamidi and North St. Paul conference rivals in the Metro East, so the two well acquainted with each other. Hadley, I should say, with this North St. Paul program, but Hadley went from Matamidi, where he was the headliner, the do-everything player, to a loaded starting 5 here at Cretin-Derham Hall. 3-ball. Holloman can't knock it down. Thomas with the rebound. Holloman with the steal. No-look dish. Count it. Amari Carter scores. Data is limited as Cretin-Derham Hall has only played 1 game. North St. Paul, this is their season opener. Carter can't complete the 3-point play. North St. Paul, they get it across half court. Here's Shaheed Muhammad. He transferred from Woodbury, had a big presence on the Polars last year. Brendan Langford Johnson no longer with the team either. He's now in Texas. Sean West Zimple drains the 3. As we noted in the open, Cretin-Derham Hall, the favored team in this matchup, but everyone told me this is going to be a lot of fun. North St. Paul more competitive than you might expect. 3 from the top of the key, goes over the backboard. North St. Paul loses the ball. 4-3, 16:05 left in the first half. And now Ahmil Jihad is joining us. There we go. Let's get you a microphone here. Javon Hadley knocking down the 3-pointer. The long skip, 3 on the way. West Zimple can't knock it down. Will Burke picks it up. You may recall Will Burke had that unbelievable catch on the football team a year ago in the Cretin-Derham Hall Blaine game. Blaine won in a runaway. And Javon Hadley will go to the line for 2. Hadley, Mahtomedi's leading scorer, helped the Zephyrs reach their first state tournament for the first time since 1961 a year ago. But he has yet to make a free throw. Raiders lead 7-3 over the Polars. Here's Muhammad. Wes Zimpel keeps his dribble alive. North St. Paul swings it around. Laurent Thomas has it now. Goes for the runner and scores. Raiders on the run. Hadley will shoot 2 more, I believe.
It's a nice athletic move. Number 5, very, very athletic.
Number 5 for North, that's Laron Murphy, or Aaron Murphy. I'm getting Laron and Aaron mixed up. Well, there's a name I imagine you recognize, Javon Hadley.
Yeah, everybody knows about him. Pretty rock solid. Kind of had an opportunity to watch him over the summer.
Well, Ahmil, since you're here, I probably should plug your big win over Como Park yesterday.
We don't want to hang our hat on that one, but we'll take it.
Well, you're
nice home opener win. Just came in, just literally got off the practice floor. So,
hey, that makes you 1-0, right?
1-0.
So Hadley, after missing his first 3 free throws, knocks down 2 in a row. Polars looking to push. Muhammad,
seen that coming.
Foul. Cretin-Derham Hall rebuilt somewhat, although I don't know if they're a team that rebuilds compared to others. Amari Carter knocks down the 3. But in a rebuilding year, they still finished second in Section 4-4A. Muhammad for 3. Off the heel. Raiders looking to run. And that will be a foul on Aaron Murphy. Free throws coming for Jack Tower, number 23. Jack Tower, the 6'3" junior. And a timeout for North St. Paul. Well, Ahmil, I don't know if you ever considered this, but Cretin-Derham Hall, to make it easy for themselves and broadcasters, their starting 5 all have the numbers 1 through 5.
That's a convenience for the scorekeepers, tell you that much.
And everyone else.
You don't have to look far for who's fouling who. Well, looks like, Cretin looks really aggressive here. I've seen them in fall league and I've seen them individually over the summer break, but as a team, as a unit, they look pretty solid here.
As we noted, they are a favorite to make it to state. Who will win? We have no idea. Boys basketball, there's so much parity now. Hopkins won it last year, but they are ranked 6th in the preseason poll. And, that got everyone's attention. North St. Paul, this is their season opener. On Thursday, they host De La Salle, the defending 3A champions. They picked up a win at the Big 12 Showcase. Cade Haskins and Jalen Travis taking over the leadership role for that team. So Jack Tower to shoot 2. There's a few football, basketball crossovers. Cretin-Derham Hall, one of the smaller schools in 4A, being, I think, the lone private school, or one of the lone private schools in the big class. Most of the other private schools reside in the smaller classes in most sports. Carter for 3, short. Rebound Zion Guerra. There's one of the football, basketball crossovers. And there's another one, Trey Holloman. Ahmil, I know you coached boys basketball for a while, but you followed this sport. Trey Holloman gets an assist there. Led the state in assists a year ago.
Yeah, that's a tough one right there. And, you can't give those bunnies away. Out of bounds set, traditional 3 across, and they just get the quick lob. Got to be careful on that stuff.
Cretin-Derham Hall, they built a 14-5 lead with 13-17 left in the first half. Brandon Hickman was in trouble. Now he launches a deep 3. Almost goes in.
I don't know if I like that shot there, Mike.
Traveling call on Holloman. Yeah, Trey had quite the freshman season, as we noted, led the state in assists and also can engage in some theatrics. I remember covering the Cretin-Derham Hall Edina game. He pulled a little Lance Stevenson on an Edina opponent, blowing into his ear. His mother coaching as we speak. The Cretin-Derham Hall girls hosting Mounds View, and Trey's stepfather in attendance. He told me when he has one of those split days, or when the family has a split day when one is coaching and the other is playing, Andre Lanout tells me 9 times out of 10 he'll go to Trey's game so that somebody in Trey's immediate family can watch him play. 3 on the way, bullseye. Brandon Hickman.
See the Minnehaha head coach in attendance here, straight across from us.
Lance Johnson. Well, he's going to play both these teams.
Yeah.
He plays Cretin-Derham Hall on Saturday, and Minnehaha comes here next week to play North St. Paul. And that was all by design for Damian Johnson. He likes the schedule tough. Cretin-Derham Hall, De La Salle, Minnehaha. He's got EP in January.
That's a nice shot. Muhammad, I'll tell you what, he's probably one of the most underrated players in the state. I really like his game.
He was a knockdown three-point shooter a year ago, a great compliment to DeJuan Carter. It could be Muhammad's ship to steer this year. Transferred from Woodbury and has done a tremendous job here with the Polars.
He's lightning quick, too. Oh. Dave Ferguson on the whistle there.
Who is that, Nate Ferguson?
Dave Ferguson, the official.
Okay.
Call there. The really late call, should I say.
I forgot you know all the officials.
Ferguson's been around for a while.
And the crowd slowly filing in on the North St. Paul side. See NJ Weems in attendance. As you know, basketball, it's an extended family. Everybody knows everybody. Men, women, children, Klingons, raccoons. Okay, I'm going way too deep with this. Holloman pump fakes the 3. Went for the skip to Burke and ends up turning it over to Shaheed Muhammad. He can turn on the Jets, like you said, super quick. Denied by Jack Clipper. And the Raiders looking to push. Here's Burke at the free throw line. Kicks out to Hadley for 3. No good. Will Burke, he may not be the biggest scorer on this Cretin-Derham Hall team, but he made a lot of hustle plays last year that helped the Raiders pick up some big wins against North St. Paul, against White Bear Lake. And North St. Paul already in the penalty. Cretin-Derham Hall has yet to commit a foul. That means free throws for Cretin-Derham Hall for 11 minutes and 12 seconds. And that could give the Raiders a big opportunity to pad their lead. Will Burke gets on the board, the 6'5" senior forward. Lane violation, that will not count. All right, Ahmil, how does North St. Paul manage this? They already are in the penalty. Cretin-Derham Hall, no team fouls.
You know, you want your team to be aggressive, Mike, but there's got to be a touch of discipline in there as well. Oh, nice move. Nice move. Muhammad, lightning quick.
And I think it owes to the speed, as you were alluding to. You want to be aggressive, but these two teams have so many speedy members. It can be hard to keep up with them. Shaheed Muhammad, one of them.
Well, I think it comes down to, you know, of course, Cretin's team defense. Their man-to-man defense is really, really good. They have some chemistry here. And, you know, North St. Paul, I think, has to get a good shot every time down. It's just the bottom line.
Well, that being said, Damian Johnson said, I've never felt more refreshed than this season. He feels the team is bought in, we over me. He has high hopes that confidence and chemistry can go a long way. Cretin-Derham Hall knocks down another triple.
Curtis Jones, my longtime friend from Minneapolis, know his father very well. He could be a difference maker here because of his outside shooting. But again, like I said, North St. Paul's just got to get a good shot every time down.
Whoa. Hickman scores. I thought he might have been called for traveling there. I thought he dragged his foot, but he was able to make it work. Jones, the long skip, 3 ball. And the tip in by Jones.
See, that can't happen. Your shooter walking right in there and getting a putback. That's a backbreaker. You can't let that happen at all.
Muhammad steps into a 3. Yes!
I'm telling you, the kid can play.
I think you told me his brother plays for Edison. Cretin-Derham Hall knocking down 3s and taking names.
I don't know what kind of defense North St. Paul is in, but he's going to have to switch that up.
Muhammad blocked by Hadley. Holloman, look out. Has to go for the layup. You know he wanted to dunk it, but Dallas Williams was on his trail. That being said, Trey Holloman, one of the most coveted recruits of the sophomore class. Logged a few minutes as a 7th grader. Timeout Cretin-Derham Hall, 25-17. Had an integral role at Minneapolis North as an 8th grader, and then he and his mother moved to Cretin-Derham Hall. And Trey fit in quite nicely with the Raiders, and in his 2nd season, he's been getting a lot of attention, and I got to see him play. Well, both of us did, if you remember that St. Thomas Academy game. The future is bright for Trey Holloman, and I can't wait to see how he grows as a sophomore and beyond. Now, how you keep track of assists, maybe not consistent at this level, but the fact he led the state, and we saw him in several games distribute the ball, that's impressive for a freshman to showcase that kind of passing. But his mother played a similar role when she was a high school and collegiate player?
Well, I think for Trey, you just got to keep the ball in his hands. He's so much of a smart, heady player. But I think once you sit him down, Curtis Jones also knows how to play that point. You know, Cretin's not going to do a bunch of crazy stuff. I mean, they're not going to get too wild with it. I know Coach Klein prides himself on discipline, so they're going to play some good ball. They're going to be solid. Let's see, coming with the press here a little bit, North St. Paul.
I remember Jerry Klein Jr. told me last year there are times where we have to convince Trey to be more aggressive offensively. And before the transfer of Hadley was finalized, we got a three from Curtis Jones that doesn't drop. Rebound won by the Polars. It's Hickman. Keeps control of it. He's got a wide open Wes Zimple. Bullseye. Holloman finds Jones. Three no good, 5-point game.
Just got to get a good shot every time down. If they can do that, they'll be fine.
Well, North St. Paul, if that three keeps going down, they're going to hang right with the preseason #1 in Class 4A. Hickman for three. That's
I don't
no
know
good.
if I like that shot.
Holloman, the long skip. Now Holloman back out. High low to Holloman, no good. Count it. You think Trey missed that on purpose?
A little taunting afterwards. The ref is standing right there.
Yeah, you got to be careful with that.
Deal.
I know Trey, he's not shy about expressing himself, but you don't want to cheap technical. As you know, at this level, they count as personals, so.
That'll kill your momentum. But I'm just kind of shocked that the
Trey looking over. Well, he missed the free throw.
Ref allowed him just to do that right in front of him.
Well, somebody was chanting overrated right next to us. Trey was looking over. And Trey, in a sense, kind of feeds off that. You might remember this too in homecoming. He and his mother had, I forget what exactly, but the two did a mother-son dance at Cretin-Derham Hall's homecoming pep fest that made it on social media. North St. Paul looking for another three. Holloman with another board. Bowlers applying pressure. Hadley gets past the timeline. Pass tipped and stolen by LaRon Thomas.
It's a wild pass. Can't do that. A lot of one-handed passes. Got to be disciplined here. And Shaheed, yep.
Muhammad looking for that three. Cretin-Derham Hall stays with them. Couldn't break free off the screen.
And his arm.
Will they give him the shooting motion? It looks that way. Tower hit with a foul, and Muhammad to the line. I think you told me his brother plays for Edison.
Yeah, actually two of his brothers just came in with me at the door here.
And Shaheed.
This will be interesting because they're playing an aggressive man, and they'll switch on a screen, and see they subbed Holloman out. 23 there was isolated on Muhammad, and that's an obvious mismatch. I thought for sure he was going to draw him up, do the old Dwayne Wade, and draw that foul.
Well, he's wearing Dwayne's number. What do you think, speaking of Dwayne Wade, his son and LeBron James, Bronny, they're going to come to Minnehaha Academy early January for a pair of games. ESPN televising those contests.
Yeah, if you go to their website for that Sierra Canyon, I believe it is.
It is, Sierra Canyon.
There's two other kids on that team that are worth the price of admission. I mean, Bronny's probably one of the younger heralded players, but there's 2 other kids on that team that are really, really good.
I read that Sierra Canyon season opener, they had to move it to the American Airlines Center in Dallas because of ticket demand, and it wouldn't surprise me if that weekend series ends up moving out of Minnehaha. Tickets go on sale for that one December 10th, but they're going to need a space for more than 2,000.
They moved a game from Arizona to Dallas
or Arizona, or maybe it was Phoenix. Or I know they had to move it to an NBA arena, and I read American Airlines, but I forget I think they've got a name. They might have naming rights to more than one facility, but. And let's not forget locally, Jalen Suggs and Chet Holmgren. Zion Garrett split at the line. Raiders up by 6. And that will be North St. Paul ball, 6:32 left. And here come Burke and Holloman back in.
Wonder what Carter's going to do next year. He's a pretty good athlete.
We've got 4 seniors and a sophomore in the starting 5. And North St. Paul throws it right to Curtis Jones, and then he coughs it up. We're playing a little hot potato here. And Javon Hadley
know
throws
when to
it
give
down.
up the ball. It's one thing that drives me crazy as a coach when kids want to over-dribble a ball. Young man hustled, got the ball, went all the way back, made a great hustle play, but decided to dribble when he's not open, when he's being trapped by like 4 guys. Makes no sense.
Ball's batted around again. Holloman on the run out. Count it. And Cretin-Derham Hall with a chance to pick up some momentum here with 5:41 left in the first half. North St. Paul having to shift.
He's taking number 2 out of the game here, Dallas Williams. He's got to know when to give up the ball. He's a senior. He's made 2 crucial turnovers here.
Trey Holloman, I think last season, his first game with the Raiders, he recorded a triple-double against Apple Valley at the Boys Tip-Off Classic. Cretin-Derham Hall will play Minnehaha Academy in this year's version. That'll be a big game. Turnaround, does not drop.
I don't like this shot either.
Hadley to Holloman. Jones backs off, and the Raiders will reset. Raiders are looking to go high-low. Instead, Holloman will take the 3. Just short. Another chance for the Raiders. Layup too strong. Rebound Muhammad. Finds Teaglin, and Hadley went for the block. He'll be called for the foul, and Ben Teaglin.
You know, a mark of a good player is the ability to get everybody involved, and I think Muhammad is letting it all hang out here. He's showing off his passing skills. You know, he's creating his own shots. He's doing a lot of nice things out there. Got number 22 to the line here.
That's Ben Teaglin, the 6'3" junior center.
Now, if this guy comes on and starts rebounding and blocking shots, you know, that's going to be huge for the home team. I mean, got to have somebody out there kind of, you know, setting the table for everybody, if you will.
Teaglin splits at the line. Raiders able to get the save. Four and a half to play. Cretin-Derham Hall 33, North St. Paul 23. Timeout, Cretin-Derham Hall, 4:21 to go. They have 3 remaining. As we noted, Cretin-Derham Hall playing a lot of showcase events. So North St. Paul, one of the few non-conference games that won't be at neutral territory, but the game with Minnehaha will be big. For the St. Thomas Holiday Invitational, they'll play Wayzata and Totino Grace. As you know, they have the annual series with De La Salle, being the oldest members of the Archdiocese in Minneapolis and St. Paul, and they also have the rivalry series with St. Thomas Academy. But prognosticators had them winning the Suburban East and Section 4-4A with what they had coming back, plus the addition of Hadley. That being said, Eastridge, they won it last year. They still have Ben Carlson. Those 2 games, their 2 meetings, will be big ones.
I'm telling you, this guy, Muhammad, is dangerous. He's got lightning quick hands. He just took the ball away from him.
Well, Shaheed, not to be underestimated.
He just needs a little help here.
High-low, Holloman went for the dunk. That didn't work out. Chance for the Polars. And Muhammad maybe tried to be a little too fancy. Raiders in transition. An emphatic rejection by LaRon Thomas. That fires up the North St. Paul fans. Thomas for 3. Oh, the crowd would have erupted had that gone down. But an offensive rebound for Muhammad. Thomas is everywhere, and Tieglin converts the second chance play. LaRon Thomas winning the crowd over.
Like an Energizer bunny out here. He's got everybody rocking and rolling here.
3 on the way. That does not drop for the Raiders.
He's got another rebound. Here we go. Got to knock down a shot. Here we go.
And LaRon Thomas is down. I didn't see what happened.
That's going to be a huge loss for the home team, Mike, if he can't go. He just gave them a shot in the arm and got them a little bit closer here. Just got it down to 5. They were up 12 just a minute ago here.
It looked
So
like
if this guy can't go, it's going to be trouble for the home team. North St. Paul really needs this guy. You know, him and Shaheed on the floor is a huge plus for their team. He's coming back with the number 2, the senior guy.
It looked like Thomas was grabbing his ankle. Gets back. Walking his way back. Looks like he's limping on that right ankle as he makes his way to the bench. You're right, though. That's a big hit. As you said, he gave North St. Paul a spark plug.
So key here is, every time now you got to give Cretin 1 shot. You can't give them 3 or 4 shots.
Raiders looking to push.
There you go.
Burke
Hang on to it. Now you got to run a good set. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Jump ball and a little bit of a shove with Muhammad and Jack Tower.
The ref's got to step up here. It's getting chippy now. One of the guys fell right on Shaheed as he was dribbling, and they didn't call anything. And now things are getting a little chippy here.
Well, you and I, we saw a little bit of that on Saturday with De La Salle Dowling Catholic. It can get emotional. Muhammad and Tower, they were guarding each other for a minute.
Oh, my goodness. It's the same kid that threw it away twice.
Tower. Burke to Jones.
You got to stop leaving him open.
Hadley, top of the key. Bullseye.
Hadley's put on some pounds here. He looks a little bit bigger. He looks a little bit more cut up.
14 points for Javon Hadley. Muhammad for 3. Yes!
I'm telling you, I'm putting my money on Muhammad. They got to keep flying around here.
Jones wants the 3. He'll get it.
Pure shooter.
Third triple of the game for Curtis Jones.
Shaheed smelling blood. You got to get that rebound, man.
Hadley with the dish to Carter in transition. 41-31.
Oh, that's the, yeah. I wish he would have tried to get that guy off the ground.
Another 3. Yes!
And just like that, it's a whole nother game. 31-44 with a minute left to go in the half. Everything plays a part here. And they had a kid that subbed in and threw it away right away. And that kind of deflated their little run there that they had. You know, I hope the kid that went out, number 4, I hope the
LaRon
senior,
Thomas.
Yeah, I hope he's okay.
Still being looked at by the trainer, but you're right, he went out. North St. Paul got it to within 5 a couple of times, and then Raiders score 8 quick ones to build a 13-point lead.
Well, if he's able to come back second half, maybe they can make another run, but you got to have him on the floor. He's very explosive. Got to have that guy on the floor. DeJuan Thomas.
Well, remember, in this matchup a year ago, Cretin-Derham Hall built a double-digit lead. North St. Paul worked their way back, almost won it, came up a little bit short. So this game, not over yet, but Cretin-Derham Hall having all the momentum. And hey, do the folks know that this is December and not September? I mean, I've got nothing wrong with Earth, Wind, and Fire, but this isn't the right month. 1:11 left in the first half. Muhammad can't get the bounce. Holloman, there was contact. We play on. Cretin-Derham Hall looking to push again. Holloman to Hadley. Dalius Williams with the steal. North St. Paul, they need a bucket. Muhammad side fade. Amari Carter, I think, was able to get the swipe on Robert Wessel. But North St. Paul, this is a possession they need to come away with points. If they don't score here, emotionally, Cretin-Derham Hall is going to have the edge. 25 seconds.
Nice passing. They're selling for way too many threes. You got to attack these guys.
Hadley attacks and scores. Hadley up to 16. Three seconds. Muhammad launches the deep three. No good. Cretin-Derham Hall scoring the last 10 points of the half, and they build a 15-point lead, 46-31. And the big concern for North St. Paul is the health of LaRon Thomas. Just as he was giving the Polars a much-needed boost, he goes down with what appears to be an ankle injury. Ahmil, this Raiders team, they're deep up front, they're fast, and North St. Paul having a tough time matching that speed.
Well, they obviously got the speed, but I think, again, the discipline and the shooting of Cretin makes a difference. They even had Holloman sit for a while And I was very impressed with the poise and the composure of Cretin-Derham Hall. But, you know, you gotta turn it into a track meet. If I'm North St. Paul, you know, you got to get these guys uncomfortable. You just got to go all out. You know, you got nothing to lose here. You're at home. So you got to turn it up just a little bit. You know, turn the heat up.
All right, well, we'll cool off for a little bit and then turn the heat on ourselves in the second half. You're watching high school boys basketball. Twin Cities Sports Broadcasting and a whole lot more. That's what you get from TSB Television. We provide long-lasting digital coverage of your favorite athletes from the preps to the pros. Dazzling moves. Holloman, good if it goes. Yes! Game winners. James, she's in trouble. Finds James. Toss shot. It goes in. And everything in between. Before we let you go, do you want to say hi to anybody?
Oh, I don't know. Let's put me on the spot there.
If you want to connect with our audience, visit us at patreon.com/TSB Television or sponsor our coverage through PayPal and Cash App. Thank you for watching. Mike Peden and Ahmil Jihad with you as the second half is about to start with North St. Paul and Cretin-Derham Hall. A section matchup. Both are in Section 4A. Cretin-Derham Hall ended the first half on a 10-0 run. And it looks like for North St. Paul, Brandon Hickman is in a place of LaRon Thomas, so we'll see if LaRon returns to the game. Looked like he was going to lead North St. Paul in a run. Then he goes down. Baseline jumper for Will Burke is short. Hickman for three. North St. Paul trying to make the three ball work. Hickman again. This time drains it. Hickman with his third triple. Muhammad leading the Polars in the first half with 12 points. Javon Hadley led the Raiders with 16 points. Curtis Jones not far behind with 14. And Carter trying to add two more. Carter and Holloman both had 7. As we noted, section implications here, even though it's the season opener for North St. Paul, it's just the second game for Cretin-Derham Hall. Now, this will be one of the barometers when it comes time to seed the sections, how you did against other opponents. Three ball, and Wes Zimpel unable to connect. He has a couple of three-pointers. Holloman to Burke. Cretin-Derham Hall, they move the ball real quick. And that will be a charge. Ben Tieglin got himself set up in time.
I like what Big Ben is doing for North St. Paul. He's doing all the right things. Stepped right in and took a charge.
Cretin-Derham Hall calling timeout. Had the chance to catch up with Brian Sandifer. His daughter was a member of the bronze medalist in Class 3A volleyball. The North St. Paul Polars also runs Grassroots Hoops AAU, where Jalen Suggs and Chet Holmgren cut their chops. Watching this Cretin-Derham Hall team, they move the ball up and down the floor real quick. They've got a real fast team.
Okay, Mike, North St. Paul's got to bear down here. You got to kind of impose your will upon these guys, really put some D on them. If not, they're gonna make it sting a little bit.
Wes Zimpel took it to the rim but couldn't finish. And the Raiders turn it over. Three on the way. That does not drop. And that will be a foul on Will Burke.
Muhammad all over the place again. That's like at least 4 steals there.
Muhammad is senior. They'll retrieve the inbound pass behind the timeline, which you can do. Fade away. That was no good.
Big Ben's got to get some rebounds here. And they leave Jones open again. This is the discipline that I'm talking about. You got to know where that guy is. And nobody's even talking there until he got the ball in his hands. Big Ben, of course, said, "Who's here?"
That three gives Curtis Jones 17 points. Again, it's Shaheed Muhammad.
I'm telling you, that kid is the real deal.
That is his 4th triple.
Nice job of sharing the ball. That's the shot you want. You don't want Jones. Oh, that's what you don't want happening. You can live with Trey shooting it, but if Curtis is going to shoot every time now, it's a problem.
Curtis Jones showcasing his range. He's up to 20.
Come on, he's got a count going.
Hadley with the denial. And Amari Carter will take it to the rim. North St. Paul calling timeout. Cretin-Derham Hall with their largest lead of the game, 54-37. And Cretin-Derham Hall, that starting 5, I'll tell you this much. It looks like Hadley, playing in his final year as a high schooler, even though he was at Matamidi the last 3 years, Hadley looks like he's been with the Raiders ever since his prep career began. And the rest of the team, a couple possessions ago, you noted how they shared the ball. They can swing it around. This Raiders team, they're locked in, and a lot of experience coming back from a year ago. Even though they lost Jaden King to graduation, he's at Western Illinois now. Everyone else in that starting rotation had a year to get familiar with each other.
With Jones's ability to shoot that ball, and Trey can find him in a dark closet, and then Hadley can finish. Those are 3 weapons you got on the floor that are going to hurt you coming in. You know that. But for North St. Paul, we're kind of limited here. You got Muhammad and the other kid, number 4. I don't even see him. Oh, he looks like he's got on a boot here.
Robert Wessel drawing the foul, and he got hit in the face.
Well, the kid that got fouled is coming out. Who's going to – I thought I was shooting free throws.
They're going to rule it a side out. Apparently, Wessel was fouled while going for the rebound, not while he was going up for it. Muhammad, I don't know how he was able to find Hickman, and Hickman goes baseline. Draws the blocking foul on Burke. Will, not thrilled about that. Will, I think, either saying something to the ref or his coach. As you know, the restricted zone in play. Hickman can't convert the three-point play. And it's 54-39. Baseline jumper doesn't fall for Carter.
Well, you got to get a good shot here.
Muhammad, the skip, trying to get himself free from three-point range. He wants to launch it. He said he'll drive.
Once again, I think Muhammad is a wonderful player, but the other, number 2 and number 1 are kind of limited. A good high school player should be able to create his own shot or get to the rack when he wants to, as far as guards and wings. And you got some guys that are limited. I saw the North St. Paul mascot. He's got more moves, Some of these guys got to be able to go off the dribble a little bit. Muhammad literally carrying North St. Paul right now. And again, they're going to have to lock down defensively. Good. Communicate a little bit. Get that rebound. Yep.
Holloman lost it.
Yeah, the guy wide open. Number 2 turns it over again. He's definitely a liability out here. Pick it up.
Whoa. Carter lost it. North St. Paul didn't spot it initially.
Oh, my goodness.
We should note that Burke picked up his 4th foul. "17-footer does not drop for Dallas Williams. And we've got a foul on the Polars. Dallas Williams with his 2nd. Cretin-Derham Hall with 2 state championships in their history, 1993 and 2018. We mentioned Daniel Oturu, the hero of that epic battle with Apple Valley. The last of the Jones brothers. Hadley for 3. Got it.
Hadley's a nice player.
Hadley with 19. Now, North St. Paul, the players dress up on game day, and on Twitter, Damian Johnson, who runs the Polar Hoops account, put out a call as Wes Zimple fires the 3 and connects. Put out a call for tie donations, and he got more than he anticipated. A lot more. And we've got a foul on 21, Ishmael Powell.
I know his face. I think I know this guy, Ishmael. He's got to be a young guy. I thought he was at Highland.
Zion Guerra will shoot 2.
And ninth grader, 6'2". He's not a bad player, Ishmael Powell. I like his game. He got right up there and went for the block. So you need those type of energy plays to kind of get going. And with LeRon Thomas out of the game, somebody's got to step up and play that role for the home team. So let's see if he, if Ishmael can be that little shot in the arm for the home team.
Zion Guerra knocking down both free throws. Cretin-Derham Hall up by 15. Muhammad step back 3 is off the mark.
Cretin, very fundamentally sound, very disciplined.
One of the more patient possessions exhibited by Cretin-Derham Hall.
You got to look to take that charge.
And it ends with a Trey Holloman runner. Wes Zimple was able to get it to Powell, and they end up losing it. North St. Paul, and when you look at this game, the turning point, it's got to be the injury to LeRon Thomas. You know, as you said, gives them the shot in the arm, then he goes down, unable to return since. And the Polars just haven't been able to string enough plays together against this deep Cretin-Derham Hall team. Deep enough to win state? We'll find out. A lot of talent all around the state. You've got Dawson Garcia over at Prior Lake. He committed to Marquette. You know Hopkins is always in the mix. Park Center.
Wow.
Zion Guerra drives and scores. Park Center, one of the teams to watch. A lot of talent in boys basketball. Holloman with the steal, and that will go over the backboard. Dead ball rebound to North St. Paul, but
Never seen a shooter get so many open looks. And I know they're trapping and rotating, but somebody's got to be spying him at all times. It's kind of like, you know, playing against Russell Wilson, where you're just sitting there and letting him do whatever. You can't allow that to happen.
kind of like what he did last night.
Yeah. These Jones kids, I think he's got, what, 6 threes already? 5?
Curtis Jones. You're right, 6 triples.
Yeah.
That's an offensive foul on Wes Zimple.
Coach Johnson contesting the charge here, saying he was inside the restricted, and they reversed the call. I haven't seen that in a long, long time.
A rare reversal. So instead of an offensive foul, it will go against Clipper. And Wes Zimple will shoot free throws. But Cretin-Derham Hall, they trail by 19. Conference-wise, you figure North St. Paul and Tartan should have another pair of epic duels. They met each other last year in Section 4-5A. Tartan won that one in the quarterfinal round. And North St. Paul will play in the Granite City Classic. Maple Grove, one of their contenders. one of their opponents in that one.
Whoa, and he got up with the ball.
And a blocking foul is called on Wes Simple. The Polars will also host Wayzata on January 7th. Wayzata, historically a contender in Section 6. The Polars, they'll host Eden Prairie on the 17th, a team that Cretin-Derham Hall lost to. They'll have another section foe with White Bear Lake on February 4th, although the Bears having to rebuild after graduating a big senior class. Just seems like Cretin-Derham Hall has more options at their disposal, more in their artillery. (63-45). Raiders up comfortably here.
Shaheed Muhammad with another steal.
Hadley applying the pressure. North St. Paul escapes for now.
A lot of one-hand passes here.
And that shot, well, the Polars hustle for it. I didn't like that shot by Muhammad. They'll try again, though. And Muhammad just not finding the three-point shot right now. Raiders on the run. And Carter will shoot two. And look at the length Cretin has in their starting lineup. Carter 6'6", Hadley 6'7", Jones 6'3", Burke 6'5", and Holloman 6'3". Even if they get a couple of inches with the shoes on, they've got a tall, lanky, athletic team. Carter converts both free throws. Raiders up by 20. 3 Raiders players in double figures. Led by 20 from Curtis Jones with those 6 3-pointers. Wes Simple drives and scores, but North St. Paul looks like they're going to come up short here. A little more shallow as far as depth is concerned. And Cretin-Derham Hall will call a timeout. They'll have 1 remaining. They're up by 18, but Jerry Klein Jr. didn't like what he saw in that half-court set. If you're wondering, the dates with Eastridge are January 24th and February 28th. That'll be the season finale. So historically, those late season battles between Cretin-Derham Hall and Eastridge have carried significant section implications. Totino Grace, a 3A school. Minnehaha, a 3A school, but not just any 3A school. And normally that would hurt your QRF, but it's the coaches who determine the seeding in the big classes, so that won't have any impact. 65-47, and Cretin-Derham Hall just too deep and too strong for North St. Paul, it seems, tonight. Who knows what would have happened if LaRon Thomas had been able to stick around, but you've noticed this, Ahmil, without him, they haven't found that spark plug.
You need that energy guy, and like I said, it has to be a high-energy guy. Both teams are playing at a high level right now, and you need that spark off the bench, that strong defender that's going to have that back line to defend, block shots, and go after guys. And they don't have that enforcer right now, unfortunately. And like I said, you have 2-3 guys on the floor that are very, very limited. You know, Coach Johnson's getting the most that he can get out of these guys, but I don't think it's enough.
And more free throws coming for Cretin-Derham Hall.
And again, with the officiating, you know, anything can go here.
That's the 4th foul on Aaron Murphy. And Trey Holloman goes up to 10 there. Something I picked up on with all of the assists that Trey racked up last year, again, how you count them. Well, some may see differently than others. Well, not only do you have to be a good passer, as Holloman is, but his mother pointed this out, he's got great athletes around him who can finish plays, because in order to get an assist, someone else has to make the bucket. And Holloman, when it comes to his on-court persona, very unselfish. And it looks like we had a timeout called there. That indeed is the case. North St. Paul calls it. 67-47. And if you're watching this on YouTube, since we upload our games chronologically, our next one, this will be fun, going down to Farmington as the Tigers girls basketball team plays Hopkins, number 3 versus number 1. That could be a potential state tournament preview. We'll be back here next Wednesday when the Polars take on Minnehaha Academy. North St. Paul, Minnehaha, the Red Hawks classing up to 3A this year. The preseason favorite to win. And with all they've got coming back, Terry Lockett came back, Chase Carter, Randy Sun transfer from Maranatha to Minnehaha. The Red Hawks, not only are they the favorites in 3A, some consider them to be the best boys basketball team in the state. And I can't wait to see that starting 5 for Minnehaha. They were a dominant group with the Big 3 last year. Chet Holmgren, Prince Aligbe, and Jalen Suggs. There's a lot of excitement brewing at Minnehaha Academy. 6:20. Cretin-Derham Hall. They're going to get out of here with the win.
You can't keep giving him open looks. And I know they're gambling and trapping, but somebody's got to be spying that kid at all times.
That's the 7th three-point field goal for Curtis Jones. 23 points. And North St. Paul just couldn't get enough going from three-point range to match. 70-47 the score. Jones again. Muhammad comes up with it. Has nowhere to go. Able to save it, but not for long. Hadley will have to settle for a layup this time. That puts him up to 21. Now this Cretin-Derham Hall team, I would say they bounced back in a big way after losing to Eden Prairie. You might have expected that, but they're going to be a team to watch in Class 4A. And while this is tough for North St. Paul fans and their players, again, Damian Johnson, going back to what we said earlier, loves to schedule tough opponents. Hadley drives and scores. And even though they're getting walloped, Well, these are the kind of games that can help them prepare for section play. Alley-oop. Devon Hadley padding his numbers. 25 points. Wes Zimpel gets one to drop for the Polars. You got two 20-point scores for Cretin-Derham Hall, and they're not done. They want more. Just looks like Cretin-Derham Hall, they're getting after it right now. They've got more energy. You see it on the O boards.
Well, you got 6'4", 6'5", 6'3", and
It helps to have height.
and 6'2" out there. And I don't think North St. Paul has anybody over 5'11" on the floor. Or excuse me, 34. But he's coming off. Here comes Big Ben.
And 4 of the 5 starters for Cretin-Derham Hall in double digits. And now they're going to send in the D players. Danny McGraw going in. Well, the outcome of this clearly decided. Josh Garcia's in there. Well, this will be fun. Danny McGraw. Hadley's still in there, gets the rebound. And Jordan Stewart, so with 3:58 to go, as Jerry Klein Jr. gets his starters out of there. Well, I guess you kind of went through this last night with Edison's big win over Como Park. You know, this kind of result gives a chance for some of those younger guys, less experienced athletes, to get some playing time. Well, you can tell, though, the difference between the two teams. Cretin-Derham Hall having more at their disposal than North St. Paul. Last year, it was a photo finish. That won't be the case this year, as Cretin-Derham Hall just ran away here in the second half. And Jordan Stewart gets on the board. Oh, we'll get a split there. There's Josh Garcia, loses it to Brandon Hickman. .346 to go. Jerry Klein Jr. told me at the start he was looking for a bounce-back performance. I'd say he got one, especially in the second half. And Cretin-Derham Hall, even the second stringers are getting after the rebounds. Well, look what they've got coming off the bench. Jordan Stewart, one of the smaller players at 5'10". Danny McGraw, 6'5". Jack Tower played some minutes earlier, 6'3". Cretin-Derham Hall, they've got a lot of height. And that's Marcelio Mendez, the smallest player for Cretin-Derham Hall at 5'7". Give and go. Clippers scores. And it looks like Muhammad's day is done. He'll finish with 17. And Shaheed, as you said, an underrated figure in the 2020 class. I'm sure he'll have brighter times ahead. But this is why you play them early. It's not fun to get dominated like this, but it helps prepare you down the road. On another note, this is the first time in school history where North St. Paul has hosted Cretin-Derham Hall. The two have been in the same section, but the home and home series brought Cretin-Derham Hall out here. And more subs are coming in. There's Emmanuel Ajayi, the 6'1 sophomore. Well, and Damian Johnson, and I'm sure he's had his share of performances, not only as a coach, but as a Golden Gopher. Well, this is something where there'll be a lot of tape. 2:45 and counting. Hickman adds another 3 to his total. That puts him up to 16.
I don't know what that was, but it went in. Nice backdoor and then a dump off.
That puts Denny McGraw on the board. And shooting free throws will be Emmanuel Ajayi. Well, North St. Paul, it's clear they've got a lot to work on after the first game of the season, and it won't get any easier for them on Thursday when they host De La Salle. That team looking a lot different than a year ago, but you've got Jalen Travis, who's committed to Princeton, Cade Haskins, and Travis Bledsoe continuing the tradition of excellence that Dave Thorson built in his tenure at De La Salle. The 6 titles in a row. Bledsoe winning his first as a coach last year. And then you get Minnehaha Academy, the 2A champions, who classed up to 3A. Cretin-Derham Hall just too much tonight. So Hadley will finish with 25. Jones will finish with 23 for the Raiders. Muhammad will finish with 17. Whoa, Jack Clipper! Elevation and the slam. And look at the Raiders bench. Jerry Klein Jr. having to settle them down a little bit so they don't get any tees, but Jack Clipper sending his teammates into a frenzy.
Yeah, one of your coaches out there celebrating. It's crazy.
Well, I know you love it when one of your bench players, the workhorses who don't always get the glory, get a chance to make a play like that. Jack Clipper with a highlight. And he's a senior. Ishmael Powell gets a steal on the score, 85-54. Jump ball, North St. Paul with the arrow. 85-54, and we're not at the mercy rule threshold. That's 35 or more, although the game's outcome was decided. Getting a little frenetic down there.
I don't know what got into Clipper. I'm still stuck on that that and one transition dunk. It's a heck of a play, but I'm trying to figure out where was that earlier.
Less than a minute now. Cretin-Derham Hall will go to 1-1. North St. Paul will still be looking for their first win. Again, they are a favorite to win the Metro East. Tartan may have something to say about that. Matamidi going to be a little weaker than before. And
that's a nice strong move.
That was Ajayi. Ajayi, a little bit of a Euro step. And Clipper getting a block. So the bowler's getting a couple of plays they can hang their hat on. Cretin-Derham Hall, they want more. They won't get it. And the outlet pass a little too far. 85-56, wire-to-wire victory for Cretin-Derham Hall. I think Cretin-Derham Hall, we're going to run out the clock. They throw it out of bounds. Not that it matters. As the fans head for the exits, North St. Paul ran out of gas. That 3 will count for Danny McGraw. No, that's not McGraw. Devarian Suttles, that 3 will count. But Cretin-Derham Hall, 85-59 win. Dominating the second half. Ahmil, North St. Paul. Shaheed Muhammad's a gritty player, and I imagine he's going to be the focus throughout the season, but Cretin-Derham Hall just had too much in the second half.
He thought Muhammad played well, but again, right before half when the Thomas kid went down, I think that kind of took the air out of their sails. But, you know, you got to take your hat off to Coach Johnson. He's got these kids working. You know, they're going to play a tough schedule. That's a huge plus for his team. So hopefully in March that'll pay off. You know, you just hope these guys can live and learn, you know. Like I said, some of the kids, the young kids that came off the bench, the Ishmael Powell kid, I really like his game. See Aaron Robinson down here, you know, coaching. I think Aaron is a great fit for North St. Paul. Has played the game at a high level and understands, so he'll be able to work with some of these kids. I like the big kid that came off the bench, 33. So he's got some pieces, you know. They just got to keep the thing going in the right direction, and hopefully it'll work out. You know, kids got to stay together, you know.
Well, this is game 1. We'll see how North St. Paul comes together as the season moves along. But it's Cretin-Derham Hall who wins the day 85-59. And for Ahmil, Jihad, and the rest of our crew, I'm Mike Peden. Thanks for watching High School Boys Basketball. We'll see you next time.